What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bring incredible guests from all over the world. So sit back, relax, and tune in. I'm super excited to introduce this guest. You guys have a special treat in store for you, so stay tuned. Do not leave us, and you're going to get that treat coming soon. She is a premier healing music artist, the new age vocalist of our time, weaving together soaring angelic vocals and the celestial sound of alchemy crystal singing bowls. Please welcome Ashana. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Deanna. I'm so happy to be with you.
We finally made it happen. So we gotta let the audience know we've had this booked a couple times last year, and just things kept popping up, and sickness was happening, and we had to wait for it to happen. But she's here now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her journey and what she does, because you are obviously a healer at heart.
Yes, coming in when I was in my early teens, I could have gone either way. I could have gone into music, or I could have gone into the healing arts.
Okay.
And I chose music. And then by the end of, let's say about the night when I was in my late 40s, the two of them started coming together. I know, it was really amazing how both of those things that were deep loves and passions finally landed in my 40s. So
how did that happen? Like, as a musician, the sound bowls are kind of new, right? They haven't been around for that long, or have they? I don't know.
Well, it really depends on how you see it. I mean, in their earliest iterations, we had the Tibetan singing bowls.
Okay.
Sound bowls. And those have been around for a long, long time. I mean, millennia. Yeah. So they're metal, and they were created through very devotional prayer, pounding and mantras in prayers created these beautiful sound bowls, and they were used for for ceremony, for meditation purposes. And then back in the 1960s, somebody had the aha moment to take these quartz crystal crucibles that were used in the semiconductor industry. And once they're used and used to force grow crystals, once they're used, they're discarded. They can't be reused again. So somebody had like the brain aha and said, wow, if I take the mallet and I go around this, it creates this sound. And so sound healing with quartz crystal bowls was basically emerged in the 1960s and the 1970s. And now bowls are made that are specifically designed for sound healing. They still use quartz crystal crucibles in the national laboratories to do exactly that. But we have very special sound bowls, if you can see.
Yeah, I see you have a whole bunch of different kinds.
There are about 110 in this room right now.
Wow.
I know. So, but they are made with precious gemstones, minerals, and metals that have been infused and overlaid on quartz crystal gem silica. And then they're put into a kiln, and they're fired at 4,000 degrees, and they come out in these beautiful that look like this. That's a far cry from that bowl that was being played in the 1960s.
Yeah.
So we've definitely evolved.
And those things are not cheap. So my sister, like I said before we started recording, she has a whole set. And then I looked them up. I'm like, oh my God, she's invested quite a bit in these. No wonder why she doesn't want to borrow them.
No, you can't play my bowl.
I mean, it was the first time I was really introduced to them. I was at her house, and she pulled them out, and then I just started going, and I just automatically started making the music, and I'm like, holy cow, this is great. And I was so entranced, and I didn't want to stop. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah, I understand that. And that's the response that most people have as soon as they hear it.
Yeah.
That sound takes you to this place. First of all, I think it takes you to a place of an incredible shimmering beauty.
Yes.
It's a sound that we haven't been conditioned to hear.
No.
So it immediately attracts the attention. And then when you hear these beautiful harmonics of the bowls, and when you have multiple bowls playing at the same time, the harmonics, these are the notes within the notes in music. Yeah. They begin to stack up, and all of a sudden you're in this place that feels like the angels are singing all around you. And what happens in that moment is a lot of the noisy, chattering mind stops.
Yeah.
It goes from, oh, I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about my job. I'm worried about my relationships. It's that I'm worried about politics. I'm
Oh
worried about
God.
my family. I'm worried. Yeah, exactly. It's all of the stress factors that are in our lives right now. And so when we hear this sound, something happens that the mind begins to quiet down, the nervous system begins still, and we experience a place of spacious expansion.
Yeah.
And inside that spacious expansion, once the mind quiets down, you begin to have access to your own innate divine wisdom,
Right.
creativity. You start to relax. Your respiratory system slows down. Your heart rate, your circulation slows down. So your whole immune system begins to go, oh, is this what it's like to
Yeah. Yeah.
We are rest deficient,
Yeah.
deeply rest deficient. And so healing music with crystal bowls, with therapy harps, with other instruments is so trending right now, because I believe as a collective, especially in Western society, we are desperate as a people to rest, to quiet our minds, to relax, and to connect with our spirit, with our soul.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I think it takes like an awakening inside of you to understand like that's what's happening, and that you need to find a kind of healing modality that will help you like with those parts of yourself that are struggling, because not everybody's awake to that.
Well, I agree with you about that very much. And I've also had the experience when my music is played for just your average person, that more often than not, that person will go, what is that?
Yeah.
So beautiful. And then they seek it out and they have their experience with it. And all of a sudden, it becomes part of their regular play. And the way that I used to describe this, which was so beautiful, I think, is that, you know how you go, look at the hand,
Yeah.
look at the hand. Well, the music is going, look at the hand, look at the hand. And behind the music is all this, let me give you frequencies.
Yeah.
And expand. Here are frequencies to heal. Here are frequencies to relax. Here's a frequency and a love and an intention to help you reconnect with your divine self.
Yes.
And that's all happening. It's kind of quietly happening in the background. So even your like regular person has this, I'm a regular person, maybe someone that's not familiar, that's not.
I understand what you mean. Yep.
All of a sudden is gone, what is that? And the soul call says,
Yeah.
that's what you've been waiting for. And I've had so many experiences. When I say we, I refer to my producer, Thomas Barkey, and I, because we create this music together. We've had so many experiences where people will find the music online or Spotify or Pandora, whatever, and then they start to play it over and over again. And they write to me and say, I used this, I had a healing when I listened to it. My migraines are gone. My chronic pain is gone. I was grieving my fill in the blank. You helped me so much. I play this for I had somebody this week, I swear to you, they said their horse got into an accident. The horse was very, very agitated. They pulled out.
I believe that, actually.
Had it, played it, horse healed like way faster than anybody had expected. And I heard that and I was like, oh my goodness, I've heard it for, honestly, my music played for cows. My music played for
Cows. Well, good for them.
pets and, humans, babies being born, people dying, everybody in between, it's as part of prayer work, workshops.
Yeah.
I mean, it just runs the gamut, because I believe we are so wanting to feel the presence of love in our lives, to feel beautiful connection, that spiritual awakening that love is all there is.
Yeah.
And they find it inside these sounds.
Yeah. Oh, hi. It's your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcasts. I'm here to share an exciting opportunity with you. I've recently partnered with securevpn.io. They specialize in protecting your online activity, such as transactions, your online searches, your privacy protection, and it protects you from any data leakage from hackers out there that have access to your information. So please click the link in bio and take advantage of this special opportunity with securevpn.io. Again, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. So you said that the two things, the healing and your music, came together in your 40s. What did that look like? Was it did you already know about sound bowls, or did you stumble upon them and then bring your music and the sound bowls together?
Yeah, I didn't stumble upon them. I had a phone call from a mentor of mine at the time. And she said, have you ever heard of crystal singing bowls? I said, no. She said, these are right up your alley. And I ordered one sight unseen that day. It arrived in my house. I took it out of the box. I placed it on the table. I tapped the side of the bowl. And I immediately, my whole body started sobbing with tears.
Yeah.
And that first thought that I had, and these were the big white ones, it's not even these bowls. The first thought I had was that light had come to live in my house.
Yeah.
That was the first thought I had. And then the second thought I had almost instantly was, one day you're going to place these into music.
Mm.
It was instantaneous. And it took about, from the time I got my first bowls, 3 weeks later, I had 7. Now, as I said, there's 110 bowls in my room and 8 therapy harps. Okay. So we collect. But anyway, so it took about 3 years. I was just constantly going out into the community and I was playing them. This was way before people even knew what a sound bath was. There were no sound baths, but because I'm a pioneer in this genre. And I brought in these bowls to yoga studios and I would put them down and I would start to play and I would lead meditations, and then I was doing concerts, and I met my producer, Thomas Barkey, in 2005, and we made my first album, which is All Is Forgiven. And it has literally been listened to and sold millions and millions of copies.
Amazing.
It's an amazing story. It wasn't something I was looking for. It was something that the soul had divined was going to happen. And I love telling people, you keep walking on your path.
Yeah.
And follow all those breadcrumbs. And when you get that impulse that says, this is the right thing, just do it. It's that little knowingness inside of yourself where you feel like the sparkle of joy or the sparkle of expansion, the sparkle of hope. Follow it.
Yeah.
Take your little nose and keep going,
Hence the Label Free Podcast. Step outside of your comfort zone, because you never know what your true calling is. I love it.
You do.
What is so special about the sound that the bowls make that is so healing for people?
Well, first of all, these particular bowls are pure quartz crystal. And as I mentioned before, they are infused and overlaid with precious gemstones, minerals, and metals. So we might have gold and silver, platinum, titanium, diamond, emerald, ruby, silver.
Wow.
If we take, if you can see this bowl here.
Yeah.
That's diamond with it.
So those that are listening right now, if you go to our web or to our YouTube, you're going to be able to see all the bowls that are behind her, and she's got a beautiful collection of bowls. So it would behoove you to go to the YouTube and check it out. But the bowl that she was pointing to is a big, it almost looks purple, and it's got a gloss to it, and it's shining. So sorry, keep going.
Pearlescent,
yeah, beautiful.
When you look at it, the diamond, when it gets fired, turns this pale blue, and then when they overlay it with the platinum, it has this pearlescent, pinky purple, greeny kind of shimmer to it. And then back here is another one is rose quartz, and Each one of those gemstones and minerals and metals has its own specific vibrational frequency. Because our bodies are, 60 to 70% water and fluids. And fluids are the nature's best carrier and conduit for sound.
Yes.
And also our bodies resonate deeply with the frequency of quartz crystal, because we are as our physical beings, we are composites of quartz crystal. So there is a very natural resonance between the sound of the bowls and literally our physiognomy. And so when we have the sound playing, literally all those frequencies, the specific healing frequencies of the gemstones, minerals, and metals, the intention of the person playing, which is the thought form, it carries its own vibration. Intention is so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's just say if my intention is to project and vibrate love, and my intention is to project and vibrate healing, and I'm playing a quartz crystal bowl, and the natural property of quartz is to amplify energy.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Here I am. I'm playing the bowl and I are going, but this big like flood of love and a flood of healing and a flood of well-being, a flood of peace. And your body and your energy field just picks that up. And all of that sound, all of that vibrational frequency just gets carried to every single part of you, like literally down to the cellular level. And you're lying there, and your whole being is, and this is a beautiful word in physics, your whole being is entraining to that sound. That means that dominant vibration of the sound of the bowl is literally entraining. It's giving a vibration to your nervous system, and it becomes the dominant vibration for your nervous system to accept. And so every part of you just goes, oh, I'm that sound.
Yeah.
You go into this state of oneness, of receptivity to the sound itself. And before you know it, your mind is quieting down, your breath is calming down, your heartbeat's calming down. If most people, you're starting to fall asleep, or you're going into that meditative state. Whoops, there we go. And you just open up to receive. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Well, do you want to share with us, and I'll let other people receive this beautiful gift that you have brought to the world, because it is absolutely amazing.
I absolutely can do it. And we'll play for about, 5 minutes?
Sure.
Something like that. Okay.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like I could listen to that all day long. I could.
Well, you can.
Yeah. Yes. With that being said, where can people find you, connect with you, and listen to more of your music?
Well, you certainly find me all over Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, iTunes, all of that place. But more importantly, is go visit my website at Ashana, soundofashana.com. And, we have an absolutely amazing, beautiful new program that is launching very, very soon, which is called Celestial Alignment for Healing. And this is going to be a 7 or 8 week course for people to do a really deep dive into sound healing for themselves.
Okay.
We created this beautiful course because I kept feeling like, well, what happens when you go to the sound bath? But what happens to all that space when you can't go? Or what happens to the people that don't have access to this? And so we created this beautiful course, which is for people who are struggling with different kinds of illnesses. We've had people with the big C working with this material with great, great success. People coming off medications using this material, people deepening, releasing anxiety and fear, stress, and then, of course, creativity and making that connection. Yeah. And I'm super stoked and excited about that. And I think we may even have something special for your listeners. That'll be a download that people can receive of one of the meditations from that program. So we want to invite everybody to experience this for themselves and be able to have the benefit from it in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think amazing. You guys, I'm going to put those links. I'm going to put some of her links for where you can get her music, and then for her website to go check her out. If you are interested in participating in that course, go ahead and sign up. Reach out to them. I'm sure they'd be happy to answer any questions, but you cannot lose. Going through the course. You cannot lose. I think you can only win. Ashana, thank you so much for performing for us today and sharing your gift with us. What kind of last words of wisdom or advice would you like to leave with us?
Trust your heart to guide you and lead you. It will never, ever fail you.
Yeah.
When you get that place and you get that twinkling and it might not even, you might be so far away from joy, you can't even feel joy. But if you feel that place when it just begins to open and you feel the twinkling of hope, the twinkling of possibility, the twinkling of your faith, follow it.
Yes. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you again for joining us today, Ashana. And I just love what you do. Continue to put those good sounds and that healing out there for the world, because we are in desperate need of it. So thank you very much. I honor you in the work that you do.
Thank you so much, Deanna. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.